Delmira Agostini is a poet from Uruguay, and the piece is about her life, her writings, and how she tragically passed at a very young age of 27. She comes from a very conservative background, being South America and being 1900. She had a 5-year courtship with Job Enrique Reyes, with whom she married after 5 years. 1 month before the wedding, she meets an Argentinian writer. He writes also poetry, and his name is Manuel Ugarte, and she begins to doubt about getting married to Reyes. But her mother is adamant that she has to marry. She was the first woman in Uruguay who was granted a divorce. She kept seeing her almost ex-husband, and on one of these last encounters, he kills her and kills himself out of passion or maybe out of frustration. She was, in her time, in her young years, already revered as a writer, and we don't know how her poetry would have evolved after that. She wrote about the internal world of women and eros and love, which in the time was very controversial. So in poetry, there's a lot of symbolism. All my characters are imaginary characters, 4 swans, male swans, who symbolizes her riding into the high sphere. They are the muses into the world of eros. We have the ravens, who represents society and her mother. We have the 12 book ladies, who represents femininity and her writing, the actual books. We have the butterfly, which is the last one, and that represents freedom. Freedom of her spirits, freedom of speech, and freedom of being able to choose as a woman what you want in life. When I read her poetry, there's so much symbolism that it carries me into a different world, and that's what I wanted to try to convey with ballet, and take in the audience in a poem of her, and so that they leave knowing a little bit about her world.